every Gatsby there's a daisy, infinitely lazy, driving him crazy with her summer smile.
F. Scott and Zelda are St. Paul's most famous couple. It's great that we tell a story, and History Theater hasn't told the Fitzgerald story since the early 80s, when History Theater was in its infant stage. So I thought it was a good time for us to re-examine our beautiful fools from St. Paul.
You and I have been happy. We haven't been happy just once, we've been happy 1,000 times.
Well, I met Nancy several years ago now, and she'd done a series of concept albums based on works of literature. And in this case, she wrote a sort of song cycle inspired by the work of F. Scott Fitzgerald, his work and his life. And we started talking about that as a possible property to look at to dramatize.
We are set in approximately 1939. At this point in Zelda's life, she is in a mental institution, thinking back over her life, and her memories and her emotions jar up scenes from her whole experience, sort of starting with Scott, when the first time she met Scott through to his death.
I think what's interesting about the music is it's all new music, but it's been done in the style of 1920s jazz.
Yeah, I mean, one of the interesting things about this piece is that it started out as a set of cabaret songs. So it wasn't even originally a play or a musical, it was the songs. They were so well received that people said, you should write a play around those.
Every ending is a new beginning. Starting over is the thing to do.
Every autumn is a new beginning, even as the leaves begin to fall.
The cast is really fantastic, and some beautiful voices and some great acting work going on. So the way that it's coming together at this point, I felt very good about it. And I'll be able to go back to New York and talk to Nancy Harrow, the composer, and tell her how exciting it is.
Scott's initial inspiration to really become a successful writer was Zelda. You know, he met her at this party and courted her, and she said, as much as I'd love to come away with you, I know you can't financially support me, and I've got this life here. And he said, well, okay, well, I'm gonna figure out a way to make it happen. And, you know, it just kept telling her, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and then finally, he did.
Zelda and Scott had a very loving and a very passionate and a very contentious relationship. Over the course of their life together, they inspired each other and found inspiration from each other, as well as really driving each other to lunacy sometimes. And in fact, Zelda ends up in a hospital in part because Scott is so driven by his work and impassioned by his work. She really begins to lose her sense of identity, and she, in her quest for trying to figure that out, drives herself to madness.
The heart of it is, it's a human story of love and trust and rejection and all the things that we all go through every day.
My swan, love, eros, destiny, sail on beyond the bending, sail on beyond the ending, my swan.